I got to ask you because, being so vocal, you've had an incredible career. You've done everything. You're hilarious. You've made movies. You've done TV. I mean, you've done it all.
Thank you.
What, no, it's true. I mean, but how hard has it been? And maybe it hasn't been. How impacted have you been by being so vocal on faith, on policies, those sorts of things?
Well, I think I've been very lucky to have a career. I didn't, my parents didn't come in show business. My dad had like a little tiny company where he did loans on second deeds of trust, and he worked out his own business. And he's the only one who graduated high school. His father could barely read, came from Prussia.
Wow.
And my mother was, a World War II, traumatized World War II survivor of the Japanese occupation of the Philippines. So I was raised by, this. And so I don't feel any obligation to any ideology that is really not based in something to improve humanity. So I don't feel like I'm missing out or being excluded. I don't need their approval. I've made a very good living in show business, and I have been touring and doing stand up comedy for most of the last 10 years, and I don't really get work in Hollywood anymore. But I'm not looking for it, and I don't feel like that's something I need. I mean, I made 50 movies. I mean, what was another 10 more? What's that going to do?
Right. Right. Exactly. You've done it all. That's the thing, right? I mean,
So
it's pretty
that's why
amazing.
I've become a bludgeon for the or become a people who have tried to attack me. Let them. I mean, what can they do? I mean, that's the beautiful thing about the faith and Jesus Christ. If he came back, they would try to do the same thing again to him. Why? Because he forces you to look at your own lies, your own falsehoods, and what you are not living up to. I mean,
Yeah.
that is and also at the same time releases you from guilt and from releases you from a the idea that you have to work this and do all these things to uh, in your life from a place of servitude as opposed to a place of love.
Yeah.
And if you get there, then there's a certain strength to it. But that strength's going to be challenged because
Yeah.
what it does is it forces other people to look at themselves. And it isn't a place that there's a reason why Christianity is attacked.